Hello, good morning. It's morning for me, so I'm saying good morning. But I'm looking at your greatest strength today, and so I made a spread that follows like the stars in the constellation of Leo, because Leo is a strength card and it's supposed to be about like performance and like what you're the best at. And so we're gonna get to the bottom of what you're the best at. The way I wanted you to pick was based on the bottom cards, the decks, and then I also have a crystal to help you like find your right pile. And so I feel like I looked at them already, but they were pretty good. Like literally the Sun card, Leo. I can't remember this one. Yeah, the Chariot and then the Knight of Cups. So pretty like kind of different energies, and pretty strong energies, I would say. And then I also have 3 crystals. They're not really like crystals. This one's like just a red stone that I got in Georgia somewhere. So there you go. This one is like a brown and like shiny kind of stone. I don't know. It's very like rough. Boom. And this one's a piece of like glass that was like under something, under the ground for a while. You see what I'm saying? And so once you're ready, you can go to the description and find your timestamp. Pile 1. Hello, welcome to your reading. So we're gonna start out just with tarot. It's pretty simple. But it follows like 9 cards, the spread, because there's like 9 stars in the constellation of Leo. And they go in different like order. And so like different planets rule each of the stars. And so we're gonna use that to relate it back to the chakras and see how you can apply your energy to different places. Let's get a first card. So we have a Judgment. This would be in the Mercury spot, and so this is how you communicate. And so I would say that one of your biggest strengths is that you communicate with like purpose. Everything you say is it sounds important. It seems important. You only talk like, you say less with more. You say more with less is what I'm trying to say. I said it backwards the first time. But yes, you say more with less. Then we have the 3 of Swords. And so I feel like you're very good at like getting across bad ideas. And so you're very good at doing the good and the bad. You're good at delivering bad news, you're good at delivering good news. You can take both sides of the story. Because you understand like that they both are necessary. And then the High Priestess in your Mercury area. And so you're very intuitive. You can talk to almost anybody. Naturally, you can talk about anything and you can kind of like bring up any topic. And you feel comfortable talking about it and you feel like, maybe not an expert, but you feel like you know how to talk about it with importance. You know how to get across your ideas and you don't feel challenged. So let's get one more card just for the energy. This will be like, I can't remember what the Deacon's order is. This is Mercury. And so this allows you to figure out your environment. And then the King of Pentacles on the bottom. But that allows you to like assess your situations. You can see like what you'd be very good at, you know who you'd be good at talking to, and you know how to like sniff out like opportunities. You know like what interviews to go to, what things to book, what to schedule, that kind of stuff. It's like natural flow. Communication is definitely one of your strong suits. Even though you have the 3 of Swords here, like you're good at heartbreak almost. You're good at like understanding why it happens and progressing from there, like learning from it. So let's see, the next Deacon is Venus. The 9 of Swords. And so maybe you're not so good at matters of the heart because that's anxiety. And so it looks like feelings and emotions would give you anxiety is what I would say. And so I would say that your strong suit is definitely your intellectual side so far. Oops. We're gonna take the Queen of Cups, which is kind of the opposite of what I was just saying. So that's interesting. This is giving me big Scorpio vibes now. Venus and Scorpio. Venus and Scorpio would be a trap. But this is giving me big Venus and Scorpio vibes because it's like anxiety and this is like a healer card. And so this is like a very emotional card. This is also like the card I use mostly for Scorpio. And so it's a very like intuitive card as well. And it's right next to the High Priestess. So it feels like a leader, like somebody who's been through a lot of traumas and like knows how to heal because of that. Like your heart's been broken a bunch of times. You know how to get over it. It feels like a wounded warrior kind of, like a healer, like Cryon in your chart. It feels like somebody who knows how to heal because they've been hurt. We have the 4 of Coins and the 3 of Coins coming out. So that's actually kind of funny. So you're definitely not afraid to put in work. You're definitely not afraid to gain possessions. On the bottom's the Four of Wands. That's really good though. But you're not afraid to put the work in. You're not afraid to get your hands dirty manifesting what you want. This is the spot of Venus again. So these three are your Venus. And so your Venus kind of gives you like anxiety. It also brings in stability, and it's somewhere where you can nurture people. And so you have a very nurturing heart. You just have a very anxious heart. Like you want to help too many people at once. Venus in Scorpio is kind of like, it's like romantic, but like, it's very romantic actually. But it's like that kind of romance that like is very intense. It's very intense romance. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's called Exalted. No, that's Pisces. I can't remember what Venus and Scorpio is. But Venus and Scorpio is very intense energy because Venus is like the death card. It's about sex and all kinds of things like that. And it's a very like, there's even the 5 coins. So it's 3, 4, 5. I didn't even notice that at first. Okay, let's get one more card. This will finish off the spread too. And this is for Mars. It doesn't want to just pick one for us. Maybe I should stop there for a second then. So, you seem to want to work in like a step-by-step order. You seem to be very good at putting your heart into your actions. You just have trouble following what your heart says, which kind of contradicts what I said. But I'm getting there. So, you can communicate about things that are hurtful, that have hurt you. You can communicate about things that maybe weren't like the best, it didn't work in your favor the best. And you know how to get past them is what I'm getting from this. You know how to get past like a mess up or a mistake. You have the ability to like heal your heart. Let me get another card too, because I'm supposed to get one for this spot. You have the ability to heal anxiety traumas because you've been through them. You see like the truth in trauma. Like you see like, that kind of makes sense. You see like the truth behind like what people say and like what people are feeling. And you know how to empathize because of that. The Queen of Cups again. So you know how to empathize because you have this problem. You have this anxiety, this overthinking, this mentality of like loss almost. Like a mentality that you will lose and like things are very severe too is what I'm getting. Because you communicate with like a very severe tone. And it's a very intuitive tone. So this does look like an anxious doctor. Kind of. So but this is a good strength. Your strength right now so far is healing and your ability to make like work into stability, into recovery. Like this is very much a healer card or spread. There's the 5 of Cups and there's the Ace of Cups. And you see she's like pouring maybe soup. I don't know what she's pouring. But it looks like soup to me. And you have the 5 of Cups on the back. So you're somebody who's good, I feel like, at repairing both like emotional wounds and physical wounds. You're somebody who's not limited by either one, the physical or the emotional or like the mental space. You kind of work well with both. And so you have the 10 of Pentacles. So that's like very physical. That's your legacy. So I feel like you kind of fall in line with your family. There's kind of like a sense that like your gifts are very similar to maybe your family's. So if you're like a healer or if you're a doctor, for instance, then your family probably was doctors. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's a very like common, there's like, it's been passed down. This is like a lineage thing. I also feel like you make money doing your greatest strength already. This feels like somebody who already kind of knows their greatest strengths, and we're just kind of getting into the nitty gritty. Because really what you're good at is 3, 4, 5 is working. It's getting physical like labor done and getting results from your physical labor. And then it's also soothing heartbreak and soothing anxiety because you have these 2 healer cards and then this healing card. And so it's like you're able to assess and pinpoint anxieties. You're able to assess and pinpoint like what the problem is. And then you're able to work in steps to fix it. And then when you're done, it's a whole rebirth. It's like a whole new start. The Judgment card too is like the second to last card. So it's like you point out like the ending. You point out how to fix the problem. You point out like the ending, literally. And let's get like one more card. So I'm gonna put it right here. Ooh. The Queen of Pentacles. And you do it all, and there's the 2 of Cups is the bottom. But you do it all with beauty, grace, and elegance. Because the Queen of Pentacles is all about like, it's like a businesswoman, but it's like the businesswoman that like has all her shit together and looks the best. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like Jeffree Star kind of. Jeffree Star is not the Queen of Cups. Jeffree Star is more the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like, definitely. But You see what I'm saying? Like, you have the ability to, like, literally group everything together. You can meld everything, which is kind of what this looks like. I don't think it's supposed to look like that, but it reminds me of blacksmithing, like they're pouring metal into a thing. And so I'm just getting, like, an alchemy, like, you're able to combine all of the areas of healing, so the mind, the soul, the body, and, like, different things like that, into one practice and put it into practice, literally, to use it. You also have the Ace and the Two of Cups. There's lots of, like, step by step. There's lots of, like, you have the 3 and then the 9. So there's, like, that's a multiple. And then you have 3, 4, 5 that all came out together. Then you have 5 again. And then you have Ace 2. You see what I'm saying? There's lots of, like, numbers. There's lots of, like, ordering and lots of step by step you're getting to the solution. And so I feel like you're very good at analyzing a problem, fixing it, and creating, like, a system to not have that problem anymore. In terms of communication, you definitely can communicate, like, you can communicate on an almost telepathic level, especially with the High Priestess there. And with Judgment, people definitely listen to you. They feel that you have very important things to say. Your heart space is anxious about your gifts. And so it may be a struggle for you to, like, express your gifts. But once you get them out there, they're very valuable. They bring in lots of reward, is what I see. And then for your solar plexus, your confidence is actually really lacking. So that's interesting. You feel like this. This is how that's what your confidence kind of looks like, which is interesting too, because this is like the Scorpio like area. Mars rules Scorpio. And then you have 2 cards here that indicate Scorpio. And so it's like, you believe in yourself and you know you're amazing. But at the same time, like the 10 of Pentacles too is like a legacy. So you know this is like where you fall in line. You know this is your purpose. You know what you're doing. It's just you lack the confidence sometimes. This anxiety, you overthink it. And so you just have to get past that. You have to, well, that's what you're doing, I guess. You're learning to get past this little middle area. You're learning to get past the anxiety, the heartbreak, and the daily troubles and progress towards beauty. But yeah, I hope that helps. This is your greatest strength, or maybe it's just your strength. So, but yes, thank you for watching. Hello, Pile 2, welcome to your video. You chose, I can't remember what this tarot deck's called. I don't think I said what the other one's called either, but this is a cool tarot deck. It's one I've had since I was a little kid. And so it's very like beat up and very worn. It's one of the few that I'll do this with, because I try to keep them really like new looking. But this one's so old that like you can't even tell. So I'll shuffle it, kind of fun. You can take it like this too. And then you can like put it into itself. And that's so like nice. You see? But now that we got the deck all focused, let's get into the spread. Oops, I forgot to change the crystal out. So you chose this blue piece of glass, which I think is really cool because it's like very rugged. And so I feel like you're definitely good at you're a good communicator, but like you also are scared of communication. So the first card we have coming out is the Emperor. And so you take the lead, but like you're scared to take the lead, like I was saying. There's the Knight of Wands. And so I feel like you haven't fully stepped into your fiery energy yet. This is also coming up in Mercury. So it's like an energy of like talking more than you're doing. And so I feel like you talk like a lot. You have these like big plans for control and big plans for leadership. And maybe you haven't always put them into play yet. And I know this is supposed to be about your strengths, but that's what I was getting. So we're getting to your strengths. It's a whole spread. You guys stick around for the whole thing. So 2 of Pentacles. So like I was saying, you're very good at balance. You're good at finding this place of control, and then you're very good at seeing the other side of the story. So you see like your side of the story, your perspective, and as well as the other side of the story. And the 10 of Wands. This is giving me like progression, like growing. And so the 10 of Wands represents like the end of a journey. It's the completion and then the rebirth. And so you have like this confidence, this control. You can communicate to others what you want to do, what your ideas are. There's the Lover's card. You can communicate what your ideas are to others. You can communicate like very well how to like get done, like what your plan is. And there's a Sagittarius card, Temperance. This is a lot of fire. But you can communicate your passions. You can communicate what you want to get done very easily. And you can share that idea with others, literally. That's what I'm saying. And then this deck. So this is your Mercury. So this is your throat chakra. I would say your throat chakra is definitely open. It's just maybe a little bit like exhausted or like overly used. The Seven of Wands. And so the Seven of Wands is about like knowing what you're fighting for. And so the seven, like, it's like having an understanding of why you're still fighting, like what the war is about. In the Five of Wands, you see the same conflict, but it's like they don't know why they're fighting. It seems like a bluff. It doesn't seem as important. But the Seven of Wands, they now know what they're fighting for. They see their like their purpose. They see like what's driving them. And so everything you say has like a purpose to it. You have a way to like encourage people to get on board with your ideas and bring them in. There's a Three of Wands, literally more fire. That you bring people into your manifestations. You see their side of the story. You explain to them, I guess, how to like, it'll benefit them. You're definitely like a communicator. Like, this is pretty good. See what I'm saying? You have control. You can control people with your like voice. Not control them, but like kind of. And the Moon came out. That was literally the card that came out, which is all about illusion. And so like, you have the ability to like talk people into an illusion almost, which isn't a bad thing. It's just being a good communicator. There's a crow on his chest too. I've never noticed that. That's the Aries card, the Emperor. Okay, dokie. What is your greatest strength? The Moon. We're looking at your heart chakra now, so Venus. This is the Deacon, Venus in Leo. Oh, then we got the Hermit. This is the Virgo card. Okay. So your Venus is in the Virgo card, which is kind of solitude. And so you may be somebody who is not so like keen on talking to people and communicating. You spend a lot of time to yourself. We have the Knight of Wands. And so your heart chakra may be a little bit like, I don't want to say immature, but like underdeveloped in a way. Let me change it to this way. I don't remember how I had it set up before, because it shouldn't make a difference, but apparently it does. Okay, and your last card, Ace of Cups. And so I feel like romance is definitely a new topic to you. The Knight of Wands is somebody who just started like the dating field. He just got into the dating field, the dating pool, like, but he just became a candidate for like, he just became a candidate for marriage. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you first get your first car and like you're excited, it's fuckboy energy is what they call it. And so it's very excited. It's very like ambitious, and he's just trying to get laid. But he's not good at it, you see. He's been in this hermit mode for a while. Virgo and the Venus would not be good either. Because Virgo is very like specific, and Virgo is very analytical. And when you're looking for romance, you can't really be too picky. You know what I mean? You have to kind of like give anything a try. And so I feel like you're very like discerning. I'm gonna put both of them. I feel like you have very good discernment. So you're very good at picking out like what qualities in people are things that you enjoy, what qualities in people are like useful, and how to use them. You're very specific when it comes to like building teams. I feel like you're a team builder, like kind of. You're a leader in that way. And you have the Emperor and the Knight of Wands, which is a very like leader card. This is like leader in development. It's like becoming a leader. You have the ability to communicate that you are a leader, and you have the ability to like to empathize with people in a specific way to where you can like pick out like what's good about them and what's bad about them. You see people for their value very easily because of the Hermit and like the Virgo energy. And then that 10 of Cups too, you're compassionate about it. It's not like you see that everybody has a value. So that's what I'm trying to say. Every single person, you see their strengths and their weaknesses, and so you put them in the position that would be best suited for them. And so you're very good at organizing people. I think that's a great thing. Because like you see that everyone has a value. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't just think that some people are better than others, and like you see that everybody has the same potential. It's about whether they reach that potential. Now we have the 6 of Cups. For your Mars energy, this is how you, this is your root, or no, this is your solar plexus. And so we've done your throat and your heart. Now we have your solar plexus. I'm not gonna take those 2 cards. We're getting lots of swords though for the solar plexus so far. How did I do this to where it fit in the last video, or the last part? Because it doesn't fit now. I guess this one goes here. Did I do 3 cards up? I must have. Because it literally fit, and I was like, that's crazy. I don't think it would fit. And now it's not fitting. But it's okay, it'd be like that. Okay, the 9 of Wands, the 6 of Cups, and lastly, the High Priestess. And so your confidence is very like, everyone gets that you're confident. Everybody sees you as confident. Nobody would ever question that. Look at this, it made like a circle. See, last time I made a different shape too. And so that's interesting. That's interesting, because it'll be interesting to see what the last one makes. But, what was I saying? Your confidence is something that people very much like understand when they first see you. Your confidence is like projected naturally. The Nine of Wands is about resilience, and so you look like somebody who's never going to give up. You look like somebody who's going to push through to the end and that wants to keep going. The Six of Cups is like reunion, and so it's about healing, and like that with the High Priestess is literally like you can predict things, and so you could predict like people coming back, you can predict events and heal like from a distance, I would say. It's like a magical healing ability, because like you see like shows magic, and this is like healing, and so like magical healing, you see what I'm saying? But your spread has a lot of fire in it, because it has literally the 10, the 9, and then the Aries card. It is the Knight of Wands, and then it also has water. And so it has the Six of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the High Priestess, which is not really water, but there's lots of like, and in the middle, centering your reading is balance, is like juggling. And so I feel like you have a lot of talents. You're very well-rounded. That wasn't on purpose, but I'll take it. That's pretty good. And the Six of Pentacles. I don't know if you saw me shuffle, I'm sorry. And the Nine of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles goes back to recovery. And then the Nine of Pentacles is like using what you have in the most effective way possible. You see what I'm saying? And so I feel like you really are somebody who can like take a situation, they can organize it to the best of their ability, they can reset everything and find balance in chaos. So if somebody else like was spreading like their workers too thin, or they were scheduling them in a way that just didn't make sense, that's what you are. You're like a manager. You intuitively can walk around and like fix things. You intuitively can put people in their places and organize. And you're very resilient. You're the person that's like in chaos and like is just pushing through. You're like that firefighter energy where it's like you have to run into a burning building. Like you're very good under stress. You're very good in chaos. In terms of elements, like I said, you're very well-rounded. And in the middle is juggling. And so it's like you're naturally very good at like balancing different elements. And the elements represent like your stability, your passion, your emotions, and your thoughts. And so like you're very good at balancing all of those and like using what's necessary in the necessary time. And that's about it. I feel like you're also very good at like, you're very good at recovering if you make a mistake. You're very good at healing people, like in a way. You're very good at like, it's very hot and like fire and water in terms of healing. And so it's like the kind of healing where it's like somebody solders, like what's it called? Not solder. Where like they burn your cuts, like that kind of healing. Where it's like, it's not like a medical healing, but it's like if you had like, we're in the jungle and like your arm got cut off, you'd know how to like fix it. And so you wouldn't die. You're very resourceful is what I'm trying to say. Especially with the Knight of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Very, very resourceful. And the Hermit means like you know how to use those resources to the best of their ability. So whatever resources there are, you are like on top of that. You're on top of organizing, managing, and supplying them. But yeah, thank you. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this stone, like the rough one, they're all kind of rough. But it's like covered in clay and like kind of shiny. This is your reading. Off of your stone, I feel like you're very good at like, you'd be very good at like climbing a mountain. Like you're very good at camping. But let's see. We're gonna start off with your throat chakra. We have 2. So 3 of Cups. That's like community and friends. And then the Ace of Swords. You're very good at making new friends, new connections. You're very good at this beginning of a relationship. Like you're very good at finding people to communicate with, finding people that are like-minded. You're very good at sharing your ideas and making everyone happy. You're very good at having fun, is what I'm getting so far. Let's see. Your cards are coming out quick. The High Priestess, I kind of knew it was going to come out, but it's come out in every single pile with the Page of Cups. And if you know anything about the Page of Cups, it's like the fish is like talking to him, and so it's supposed to represent your intuition. And so you're very intuitive. Your intuition literally guides you through your connections. It guides you to new people, new places, new things. You get new ideas from your intuition, because this is all about like new ideas, like revolutionary ideas, a new thought. And so your intuition literally gives you, like, for you at least, for life-changing ideas. I feel like your friends are a big part of it too. Like, they're very, like, maybe, like, you get cooped up and you're not, like, you need to be out and, like, about sometimes in order to, like, refresh yourself. Because the High Priestess can get stagnant, because she's very independent, she does a lot on her own, and so it can become kind of stagnant. And I guess that's why the Ace of Swords is there too. But, yeah. You also have 1, 2, 3. Very interesting. And there's the 9 of Swords, anxiety. Like I was saying, though, getting cooped, it looks like she's been, like, inside too long. She's had too many nightmares. But anyway, we're gonna go to Venus. Let's see your Venus energy. This is your heart chakra. Boom. The 5 of Wands. And so your heart chakra is kind of like in a fight. Let's see. You would fight for what you believe in, definitely, I feel like. There's the 3 of Pentacles. That's like what you're working on. So you stand behind your beliefs, your work. The 4 of Cups. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the reading so far. So I feel like you're very good at, like, you're going very good at karma. You understand the karmic, like, balance very well. That's literally what I'm getting here. Is you understand how to treat people as you want to be treated. You understand how to not cause fights is what I'm getting, kind of, like. You understand how to, like, how to maintain your cool when you are, like, in a, like, this kind of energy. The 5 of Cups is about, like, a fight, but it's about a bluff. So the fight's not really an important fight. It's just a bluff. And because the next card is the 6 of Wands, which is, like, victory. But it's literally like they fought so that way they could win, so they could be in a victory, and so they could show off. And so it feels like you understand, like, you can call somebody's bluff really well. You have a really good poker face, like, literally is what I'm getting with these two. Because, like, she looks like she has a poker face. And this is the High Priestess, so it's, like, intuitive. So I feel like you have a very good poker face. You're very good at calling people's bluffs. Oop. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles, a legacy. Maybe you are a gambler. Because this is all, like, good money energy. Like I said, good karma. This is a legacy. And so you understand that, like, your actions are setting up your family and, like, your children, like, your grandchildren even, for success. You understand that everything you do has, like, a value. Every thought you make, every, like, every action you take literally has a value that's, like, accumulative for your family. And, like, for the people around you. For yourself even. But, like, it's implying that it's longer lasting than just your lifetime. This pile's really simple. I really like this deck. The Magician. Interesting. That gives me kind of gambler vibes too, but let's see. You have the High Priestess, the Magician. It's literally karma, definitely. Like, what you reap, you sow. And there's the Tower. So whatever, like, you put your mind to, you achieve. Whatever you are trying to do, you get. You're very good at, you understand, like, the balance of karma. Literally, that's what I'm getting. You understand how to make something that's going to last. You understand how to, what's it called? How to transcend time. How to, what am I trying to think of? I can't think. We have the 3 and the 8 of Pentacles. And so you might be like a master builder kind of number, like life path 20, life path 22. So you might be a master builder, because I'm getting, like, big working with your hands vibes, especially with this. And this is the Mars area, so this is your confidence. So your confidence comes from your work. Your confidence comes from your ability to, like, create things, your ability to be good at what you create, especially. Because we see that you're good at communicating new ideas, but your confidence literally comes from mastery. Especially with the Magician and the 3 of Wands, or the 3 of Pentacles. This is, like, your job, mastering it, and, like, literally, that's literally what this is. And so your heart understands what you're fighting. There's the Cancer, the Chariot again, which was the bottom originally. But your heart understands what you're fighting for. Your heart sees this long-term, like, it sees this long-term goal. That it sees that all your actions are accumulative and that they apply to the people to come. You're very thoughtful of that. You're very thoughtful of your friends. You don't leave anybody out, I feel like, too. You're very good at working in groups. You're very good at working alone in groups. And so you see how he's, like, working with people around him, and, like, he's doing this for a legacy, and, like, they're fighting in a group. but it's all individual tasks. And so you're very good at like the hands-on material work. You're very good at putting the labor in, I feel like. You're a craftsman. So like you're like somebody who like makes shoes or something. You know what I mean? Like you have you're a master craftsman, which is like the master builder number. The Four of Pentacles is creation. And so your throat chakra, you can speak about your creation. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Literally. You're good at this. You're good at step-by-step processes. You're good at following like instruction. You're good at getting crap done. I was gonna say shit. I don't know why I said crap. But getting shit done. You're very good at like practical achievements. 2. And so your heart, yes, your heart. Your heart is very balanced. Like I was saying, the karma, literally. Centering your reading is the High Priestess though, which is about your intuition and like using the stars, using your mind to create things. And so your mind is what first puts your body into action. And I feel like you're very good at like planning how you do each step. You see each step before you take it, and you know how to like literally plan for each step to go on. I don't think I said this in the other 2 piles, but wherever Leo is in your birth chart, like my 12th house is Leo. And so Leo is like how you, that's why this spread's like what you're best at, because Leo is like what you're like, you want to show off doing. And so mine's in the 12th house. And so mine's like my dreams and also like mystical things. And so that's why I like mystical things. It's like, I feel like I want to show off mystical things, which is literally what tarot reading kind of is. And so that's what I'm saying. You can apply where your Leo is in your chart to this reading, and then I'll tell you like where to apply your best strength. And so I would, if I chose this reading, I would say that I'm really good at step by step, putting in the work to get things done. I'm mastering my craft, and it would be a mystical craft. So I'd add the 12th house like to it. It's different for everybody. Well, not everybody, but it's different for a lot of people because it's based on your rising sign. And so I can't really help you like with that. You have to look it up in your chart. But if you know what I'm talking about, you'll be able to find it. Otherwise, I'm sorry. I'll maybe explain it one day. Because it's kind of annoying and it's kind of difficult. But it's your house that your Leo is in. Because you have like a circle chart. Anyway. This 2 of Wands, and so planning. This whole thing is giving me a big planning vibe. Especially because of like the High Priestess being in the middle. This kind of is the card that represents divination too. And so it's like divination, the stars. You're very good at putting your thoughts into action. You're very good at creating things. You're very good at like the karma of situations, literally. And like you have an idea and then you figure out the steps to make it a reality. You're original. You're an innovator. So you can take an idea and you can improve on it. You can improve on it in a way that'll like last. A way that'll be like enjoyable, that'll be like celebrated, that'll be important. You can improve on it in a way that'll solve problems. And you can do it without like needing to show off or like feeling like you have to be better than people or anything like that. You do it just because you want to master, like you want to do it. You don't do it for reward, I don't feel like. You do it to like better society. That's all I'm getting really from your reading, is that you're really good at like step by step working on your goals and achieving them. You bring whatever your vision is to life, and you're very good at taking feedback. I feel like you're very good at like processing feedback. So like you probably understand everything I'm saying like better than most people could. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. Thank you.